Hey guys, I am the Comics Kid 2099, and if everything goes according to plan, yes, you are watching this video on Monday, July 15th. I am filming this on Friday of the previous week. Earlier this week, for me, I got this video. Got it, by the time you're watching this, I got it about a week ago. Got this on DVD, The Legend of Korra, Season 1. I don't know if you are aware of this, but I am a huge fan of Avatar The Last Airbender. I have all 3 seasons on DVD. I don't remember if I had them all on DVD when I did my collection videos last fall, but I have those on DVD, and finally, this is available on DVD. And I am going to go ahead and say, if you are a fan of Avatar, and for some reason you haven't seen The Legend of Korra, go ahead and get this on DVD. I think it holds up very well. I will go ahead and say, when I started watching these on DVD, I was less excited about the episodes than I was when I first watched these episodes last fall. I think part of that is I'm such a huge fan of Avatar The Last Airbender. I was really just excited to have more stories in that world. Knowing what was in store for me, I was naturally less excited about seeing it again. And I think I'm just that way. If I go and see a movie in theaters, I'm going to be more excited about seeing it for the very first time, not knowing anything about it, than I am when I watch that movie on DVD half a year later. Even if it's a movie I really loved in theaters and I'm planning on buying it, like I did Legend of Korra, I'm still not going to have the same level of enthusiasm when I watch it on DVD than when I watched it for the first time. I don't want to say it's a problem. First of all, I do want to say this show is very different than The Last Airbender. And I'm glad that the people behind this show did that. I'm glad that they went ahead and they made something different. The world looks very different. Avatar The Last Airbender was about a few kids who are traveling around the world. This show is about a few kids who live in one city, and outside of the first episode, you don't ever see them leave the city. They're just in this city for the whole series. This is a 12-episode season. Avatar The Last Airbender was very long. It was a grand epic scale. It was like a 60-episode series, I think. This is, like I said, 12 episodes. So with Avatar, you had a whole lot of, I don't want to say filler. There was some episodes that were filler in the sense that you really didn't need them and they were just there to take up space. But you had a longer period of time to get to the end point. They had an end point roughly in mind, the idea that Aang is going to learn all 3 of the elements and defeat the Fire Lord. I'm pretty sure that was planned from the beginning, but they had a longer time to get there, and they had a longer time to kind of explore that premise and get to that point. With this, they had 12 episodes to get there. Because of that, I feel like the characters here don't resonate with me as much as they do in Avatar The Last Airbender. That's not a fault here, I don't think. I don't think that the creators of this show, it's the same creators who created Avatar, I am not saying that they have lost their touch. I'm saying that when you only have 12 episodes to give us characters, and then you compare that to a previous series that had 60-something episodes, the characters are going to feel more like real people when you get to experience the series over the course of 60 episodes as opposed to 12 episodes. I think 5-ish years from now, whenever The Legend of Korra is completely over, because this series is getting a 2nd season and probably will be getting a 3rd season. That hasn't been confirmed, but I'm just going to hazard a guess and say it will be getting a 3rd season. When this series is completely over, I will be able to go back and watch the whole season, the whole series, and I will be able to say, yeah, these characters feel more real to me because I've spent more time with them. When you've only gotten to spend 12 episodes with them, and some of them even less than that, like in the very first episode, a few of the main characters aren't even in the episode at all, Some of them you don't even get to spend 12 episodes with. You're not going to feel as connected to them as when you've spent 60 episodes with them. So I probably spent way too much time talking about that. I do think the animation is a little more anime-esque. I think Avatar The Last Airbender, this is going to be a very vague description, but it was like if anime and American animation kind of hybrided and became Avatar The Last Airbender. There are times the characters look a lot more like what you would expect to see in an anime, something from overseas, like in Japan. Although technically I think a lot of this is animated in Korea. I will go ahead and say I like the character of Aang, the Avatar from the previous series, better than I do Korra. And mostly that is because I feel like Aang is more of an aspirational figure. He's very calm, he's very peaceful, he's very wise. He does do fighting, but he handles these situations in a manner that if I was in that position, I would want to be like Aang. I like to think I'm kind of a hot-headed guy at times. I lose my temper pretty easily. I get angry over really petty things. I could probably stand to be a little bit more like Aang, be a little bit more calm, peaceful in my life. Korra is a lot more like what I am. She's not an aspirational figure, she's a relatable figure. She is very hot-headed. She loses her temper easily, and to that degree, I feel like Korra is not someone I want to be like. She's someone I want to be less like, because I am kind of similar to that. I do lose my temper a lot like Korra. Also, at the end of the day, you had Aang. He, I think, was propelled by guilt. He had abandoned the world for 100 years, and as soon as he comes out of the iceberg, it's like, yeah, we need to go and we need to do this. Now, it took 3 seasons, which I think ended up being like the span of a summer. I don't think that the series took longer than that to happen in story. But he pretty much, as soon as he comes out of the iceberg, he doesn't waste any time going about his mission. Then you have Korra, who she trains for her entire life to become the Avatar, and then as soon as she goes to Republic City, it's like, well, I think I'm going to join this hockey team over here. It's not exactly hockey, it's a sport called pro bending, and I will go ahead and say I really didn't care about the pro bending. When I watched this series the first time, I didn't care about the pro bending stuff. When I watched it on DVD, I did not care about the pro bending. In real life, I'm not a fan of sports that much at all, and for me, I'm more about character building and story progression, and I just didn't feel like the pro bending stuff really accomplished either of those things. So to me, it's kind of strange that Korra is fully aware that there is this looming threat over the city in the form of the Equalists being led by Amon, who is this masked guy right here. She knows that all this is about to go down. She has heard of the Equalists in the very first episode. But instead, she thinks it would be a good idea to go join this sports team. And then we get like 2 or 3 episodes that focus on the pro bending stuff. And I'm just like, please, no. I do understand that the pro bending has to exist in order to introduce us to our 2 male leads, Bolin and Mako. I get that. We need a reason for her to be hanging out with these guys. In Avatar The Last Airbender, Aang wakes up in the South Pole, and the first people he meets are Katara and Sokka. So he doesn't really need a reason to hang out with them. Korra, she's not been frozen in an ice cube for 100 years. She's been training for her whole life, so she already knows the elements, so she doesn't need a firebending teacher or an earthbending teacher, which is, these 2 are earthbenders and firebenders respectively. She doesn't need that, so the series needs to give us a reason why these guys meet and why they start hanging out. I sincerely hope that in Season 2 that we do not get any more pro bending. I would really love to see these guys, now that they have met each other, now that they have formed Team Avatar, I would really like to see them continue to hang out, but we no longer have to see, half of this season is dedicated to pro bending. I really don't need that. I think, I could be mistaken, I think that Mako may be joining the police in Season 2. I had heard some spoilers, I guess you could say, about what's going to be going on in Season 2. Overall, I still don't know a whole lot about what will be happening in Season 2. I still don't know when that season's going to air. But I feel like I heard somewhere that Mako would be joining the police force of Republic City. I might be mistaken. I might be thinking of something entirely different. That's sort of my overall thoughts on it, I guess you could say. I'm going to end this video with a comparison. I love Avatar The Last Airbender. I have ever since I first saw the episode where they travel with the nomads into the Cave of Lovers. That's the very first episode I ever saw. To me, Avatar The Last Airbender is like Buckaroo Banzai, the character of Buckaroo Banzai. If you've never seen that movie, Buckaroo Banzai is a rock star, he's a scientist, he is a surgeon, and he is a crime fighter. He does all of this stuff, and he does it very casually. He's very cool about it. Then you have The Legend of Korra. It's a fantastic show, but I feel like nothing could ever measure up to Avatar The Last Airbender. And I say that I do have problems with Avatar The Last Airbender, specifically in Season 3. There were a lot of things about Season 3 that I did not like. I still think Avatar The Last Airbender is a better show than The Legend of Korra. This is still a very fantastic show. I just don't feel like it ever had the chance to measure up to what its predecessor did. I still think if you are a fan of Avatar The Last Airbender, go pick this up because it's really good. This is it is the best cartoon that is out there right now. And I know it's been on hiatus. Wow, I can't speak. It's been on hiatus for like half a year because they're making more episodes. So I guess it's technically not on right now. But this is the best cartoon out there, if you don't count Avatar The Last Airbender. Do yourself a favor, watch this, and when Season 2 comes out, watch that. And if you're not a fan of Avatar The Last Airbender, first of all, what's wrong with you? But if you've never seen Avatar The Last Airbender, you might actually be more the audience that this needs than people who are lovers of Avatar. You could definitely jump right into this, and you really don't need Avatar The Last Airbender. There are definitely references to that show, but you don't need to watch the previous 60 episodes that are set in this world to really understand this. I really loved it. I hope you guys will go and buy the DVD, support this show, because it's awesome, and things that are awesome need our support. That's about all I have to say. I will see you guys later in the week, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that, with another kind of video. Until then, have a good day.